Hey everybody, how's it going? Nexius here, bringing you guys somewhat of a weird video. I was recently talking with some friends, I think my brother as well, about old Diablo 2 scams. Now I only remember a couple of them, so if I am missing any in this video, or maybe you have a story of your own, feel free to leave a comment down below of some of your little stories, and I'd love to hear them. So I want to talk about a couple of the scams that either happened to me, to friends, or I learned about them through somebody while not getting scammed. So this first one here is what I learned from someone, they called the 17 NK trick. I don't know if there's a specific name for this. I just refer to it as the 17 naked kill trick or 17 NK trick. Now, the way this works is you find someone where you want to lie to them, say, hey, you want to show a way to duplicate your gear. Don't worry, you don't have to give me anything. You don't have to drop anything. I'll just show you something really, really cool. So what you do is you tell them, take all your gear and put it in the stash. Now, once they've done that, what they need to do next is they need to come outside, you hostile them, and then you have to kill them 16 times while they are naked. Then, after you've killed them on the 16th time, as you guys can see in the gameplay, tell them to equip all their stash items. And then when they come out and you kill them for the 17th time, all of their items should drop on the ground, as you guys can see. Now, I don't know if there's other variations from this. I don't know if it has to be 17. All I know is that back in the day, it took 16 kills, equip the gear, and then kill on the 17th, and it worked. One other thing I noticed as well is that back then I was also told they had to be in a corner, but as shown in this footage, they do not have to be in a corner. Alright, for the second scam here, this one actually did happen to me. This was with one of my Enigmas, and I really wanted a torch back in the day when they first came out. I don't even know what to compare a torch to, honestly. A Lamborghini, I don't know, just something. Everyone wanted a torch back then, and not a lot of people, including myself, knew exactly how to get one. I didn't have JSP, I didn't have any of this at the time. I did not look up rune words or anything like that. I learned everything within the game. This was like 7th grade, maybe like 2004, something like that. So when the torches, 2003 I think was when the torches came out. So it would be around there for sure. So when the torches came out, you could not trade them. You would have to drop them and someone could pick it up. It was kind of weird. So this made it open to scams, open to, risky business. So the footage I'm showing you guys here is I was going to trade an Enigma for a torch. I really badly wanted a torch. And the guy said, sure, but we cannot trade. It won't let us. So let's do a drop for drop. And he showed me this place in the Act 2 bar here. And I should have known the second he mentioned this place that it was kind of fishy. But I guess I trusted him, assuming that he's done this trade before and that it works well. But little did I know, of course it works well. It works well for friggin' scamming. So as you guys can see here, what happens is that if you're inside the bar, you cannot pick up any items. But if you're on the outside of the bar, you can pick up items if they're close enough through the bar itself. And this only works if you're outside. So the guy convinced me to go inside of the bar, drop my Enigma mage plate if I remember correctly, and he would drop his torch outside. And one of us would go the left and the other one would go the right. Now, unfortunately, what happened was as soon as I started walking away, he quickly picked up my Enigma and then picked up his torch. I can pretty much remember this like it was yesterday. The moment he picked it up through the bar and my heart started racing and I was panicking and really pissed off. Keep in mind, guys, I was like 12 years old at the time. I was very gullible, very trusting of people, and yeah, it was just really unfortunate. And that was, I think, the first time I ever got scammed, was losing my Enigma, trying to trade for a torch desperately. Luckily, I had other items anyway, but, it still stings. So that's the second scam here. I don't know how anyone could fall for this now that I think about it, but hey, it happened to me, so I guess it's possible. And I love how my friend Eng here does a little dropout here. It makes it look so good, so authentic. So for the next scam here, I believe this is the torch for torch. Yes, it is. So basically, as I mentioned in the previous scam section, you could not trade torch for torch in the screens. And so what would happen is you would have to drop your torch and then the other person would drop their torch. It seems like it would work, right? No one else is in the game. So all you have to do is just simply drop your torch and then run towards each other's torches. Now, unfortunately, I cannot remember the story I heard this from or learned this from, but this is a very familiar story that I still remember. The only part that I don't remember exactly is how the guy hid his torch. And I tried to explain this to Eng when we were reenacting this, and it's not Eng's fault, but it looks kind of obvious the guy is going to scam. Like, so he's dropping his torch here, and I'm dropping mine, right? But then Eng goes and says 1 second, which I did tell him to say this because I don't know how else we can reenact it. But to summarize how exactly the scam happened from, I can't remember who it happened to, how it happened exactly. I just remember that when it came to dropping 2 torches, the other guy went somewhere. I guess whoever told me this got distracted for a second. He went somewhere randomly and he hit his torch. I don't know if he hit it on a random waypoint, went to a town and hit it in a corner, but he ended up hiding his torch after showing it the first time. And what happened was, as you guys can see here, is he quickly leaves, comes in with a second character, goes to a waypoint, and then steals that torch and leaves. And I think whoever told me this was panicking, so you guys will see that right here. I realized that I can't get the torch. He came in, he clearly got both torches, so here I am checking every waypoint, hoping that I'll see him and know exactly where it is. So this is more of a delusional panic. Obviously, if I saw him, he's already ahead of me and he's going to get it anyway. It's not like I have faster run speed or can teleport. But you guys can kind of see there, basically what the gameplay here is that he shows his torch first to show that he has it. But then he somehow gets a split second away and is able to actually hide his torch somewhere. And then he scams and steals the other person's. Now, this next one here, I want to show you guys something. So back in the day, Eng actually reminded me of this. Back in the day, there was no pause. So whenever you go to trade and you take an item off the trade screen, there's no pause. Or there is a pause now, but there used to be no pause. So you guys will see that right here, the red check mark. Whenever you take an item off the trade screen, it will delay you from ever trading. It's like 5 seconds long. It's very, very long, as you guys can see here. Now, back in the day, it wasn't there. Basically, you can use identical items and scam people if they're not paying attention. So as you can see here, the Talrash's armor looks very similar to a rattle cage, and a Harlequin Crest Shaco looks very similar to a perfect emerald cap. Oh man, this makes me laugh just thinking about it. So I'm going to show you guys here real quick with this example. This, I think, is what happened to my brother. It's something similar to this scenario. So what would happen is he would join a game and he would trade his Enigma, or he would trade a bunch of stuff for an Enigma. You guys know how, like, whenever people are poor, they'll throw an entire trade screen up, desperate to trade. They're so desperate to get that GG trade there for the Enigma or whatever it is, that they're not paying attention. And this is exactly what happened here. So he says, hold on 1 second, I need to make room. And this is his excuse to avoid the red check mark. So he goes to the stash, pretends to make room, and then what's going to happen is he's going to trade, and he's going to throw up the fake item. So while the poor guy is too busy being distracted, throwing up all his items, he doesn't quickly check, and next thing you know, he gets scammed. So this actually happened, I think, to my brother or someone I knew that also played Diablo, where they got scammed with an Enigma. The only difference is they used a regular worm hide or something like that. So Enigma, when you make the rune word in a random armor, you just have to find a base item like that, and it basically works the same. I hope you guys enjoyed this video here. I'd love to hear your guys' stories down below, whether you got scammed or if you scammed. I'm sure no one's gonna really care nowadays, especially if it was like 15 years ago. Feel free to leave your stories down below. If I missed any scams or bugs or anything like that, I'd love to hear some of them down below as well. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning into my videos, and I'll see you, hopefully, on my next one.